Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about the Mexican peso using the ATMs, and we'll also have some tips on converting pesos in your head. Be sure to stick around until the end of this video because we're going to have some important hacks that may help you enjoy your time here in Mexico much more. Hi, I'm your host, Jim Griffey, and this is Get to Know Mexico. We produce videos intended to make your time here in Mexico more enjoyable. We talk about real basic things that you should know prior to visiting, retiring, or moving to Mexico. And we'll also run a little thread of culture through each conversation. From time to time, we'll have friends or family members come to visit us here in Mexico. Once they decide they're coming, they're usually asked this first question: how much money should I bring? Okay, let's try to answer that question. How much money should you bring? Cash is king in Mexico. Using debit and credit cards can also get charges added onto them for exchange rates, so bring plenty of cash to last you your stay. Obtaining pesos in the United States or Canada prior to leaving should not be a big issue. However, it's just not necessary. Once you arrive in Mexico, you'll have several choices to change your dollars to pesos. One choice is at the airport. They have exchange booths there. Their rates tend to be a bit higher and will require you to show a passport or a copy of your passport. Most exchanges will have a limit as to how much you can exchange per day. The next choice, which is our favorite, is of course just use an ATM. We withdraw cash directly from our account whenever we want to. These exchange rates are better and no identification is required. If you intend to use the ATM method, which we do, the first thing you must do before leaving home is contact your bank. Let them know where you're traveling, how long you will be there, and that you will be using your ATM card while you are in country. And check the date on that card. Make sure it's not going to expire while you're here in Mexico, because your bank won't be able to send you a new one once you're here. Now let's head downtown to the ATM machine for an easy withdrawal.
We put our card in. Now this machine requires it to be put in the landscape position. Most ATM tourist areas will give you the option of English or Spanish, but this one is only in Spanish. Now let's see on your screen NIP, NIP. That's where you put your PIN number in. Then accept our, then continue our. Want to withdraw cash, check our balance, or change our PIN. We're going to choose Retiro Efectivo, which means cash withdrawal. Asking us which type of account we want to use, our checking account or our savings account. Next, it's asking me the different amounts I would like to receive. I don't want any that they're offering me, so I'm going to select Otra Cantidad. This means another amount. We're going to withdraw 4,000 pesos, which is a bit over $200 US. The question is, it's asking me if I wanted to delete, borrar, or continuar. Continue. You may have noticed that some of the words on the screen are very similar to the English language, such as cheques and continuar. It's asking me now if I want a receipt. I do not need a receipt, so I select no. Now you'll see on the screen it's asking me to approve the 30 peso fee. In order, I need to continue and select Sí, continuar. That comes out to about $1.50. This is the sound we've been waiting for. It means our money's coming out. Now put your money away and get your card. No time to run off and forget your card.
Now that we have a handful of pesos, let's look and see what the peso is worth compared to the US dollar. Whenever you see the dollar sign symbol in Mexico, that's meant for the peso. Actually, that dollar sign was used on the Mexican-American peso long before it was adopted in the United States. With this photo, you can see the first column it shows the peso bills. The second column will show a rough equivalent in dollars. There are apps that will convert it exactly to the daily rate. However, this little chart is handy to get an idea at first glance. An easy formula, which again is not exact, but close, just close. Take the total price of something that you're intending to purchase, such as a shirt for 600 pesos. Sounds expensive, right? Remove the last digit so it is now 60. Then divide that 60 into half, which equals 30 or 30 US dollars. Today's actual amount calculates to 28.92, close enough to give you an idea of what you're looking for here. Taking a closer look at each bill, you'll notice that the bills are varied in sizes in accordance with their amounts. Larger amount bills are larger than the smaller amounts. Also, the colors of the bills help identify them. Additionally, the 20 and 50 peso bills are plastic and higher amounts are made of paper. Mexico also changes the look of their money much more often than the US does. Country heroes, artists, and other famous people can be found on these bills. Mexicans are pretty careful as to how they treat their bills. They don't want them folded, wrinkled, crumpled, torn, or anything like that. I've had clerks reject bills that are not in good condition. If you find a damaged bill, it's best to exchange it at the bank. So try to keep it flat when you store it in your wallet. When asking the cost of your purchase here in Mexico, you may not understand the amount that the cashier or clerk tells you, but don't worry. They'll often put it on a calculator or just write it down on a piece of paper for you. Right then, we have the bill for our lunch. It came to 195 pesos, so we moved the decimal point to the left by 1, making it 1950. Then divide by 2 makes it 975 or 975 in US dollars. There you have the approximate total of $9.75 for 2 meals and 2 large drinks. Now, check this with my Cell app. The dollar is high today. It's at 20.75 pesos. The actual cost of lunch in United States dollars is $9.40. We're a bit over, but that's to our benefit in this case. That's close for getting the general cost. Now, we left a 50 peso tip, or propina, as they say here in Mexico. This represents 25% tip, which is a little high, but sometimes that's okay. Now I'm shopping for a couple of plastic containers. Watch as the store clerk shows me the total on his calculator. Again, we move the decimal 1 place to the left, and it becomes 9. Then we divide by 2. That makes $4.50 or $4.50 in United States dollar. You got this now. Let's take a look at the coin chart. Change is sometimes hard to come by and keep. Everyone wants change. Looking at the change chart, we get an idea of the value of each coin. It's important to keep a few coins in your pocket. For example, you'll be charged somewhere between 5 and 10 pesos when using a public restroom. Oh, by the way, check out our video link below for navigating Mexican restrooms. It's a must-see. Our daughter was visiting and cleverly used this picture on her background for her cell during the time she was here. You're welcome to use this also. Just take a screenshot. One other little hack is it's helpful to pay with the exact amount. This way you're less likely to get shortchanged, which you can, and it helps you feel more confident of your understanding of the peso. It might be a good idea to bring a backup debit card. Of course, don't carry it at the same time as the other one. Keep it in a safe place in case one gets lost, stolen, or damaged. We have 2 from the same account because it's a joint account. That's worked for us here in Mexico for over 20 years now. If this little video was helpful, subscribe and then click the bell so you're notified when new content is ready. What are some other basic questions you may have about Mexico? Write them in the comments section below. Check out our other videos from Get to Know Mexico. And thanks for watching.